Hi, this is Brian with ActiveMelody.com. In this week's guitar lesson, we're going to learn how to play an original fingerstyle composition, something you can play solo guitar. You don't need a jam track or any accompaniment. It works on an acoustic or electric guitar. And as a bonus for premium members, I've got an extra video that shows how to write these types of compositions. At least my thought process when I'm approaching it, how to take the melody, how to work in the timing, and it works for fingerstyle. You can also do it with a pick if you're not a fingerstyle player, but I think that'll be important for those of you that are interested in learning how to do it. Also, for premium members, you'll have access to the Part 2 video and the tablature and the on-screen tab viewer, so you get all of that. If you want to find this lesson at Active Melody, go to the Lessons page and do a search for EP197. So let's go ahead and get started with Part 1. Alright, let's go ahead and break everything down note for note. We're going to look at what the left hand does, what the right hand does, and how these two hands work together. And by the end of this video, you should be able to play a good portion of this song. I did mention that bonus video for premium members. It's really cool for those of you that want to learn how to write compositions like this, or take a melody that you've already got, you know, it could be any melody, and put them into an arrangement like this. That's what that video is for. So if you have any interest, make sure you check that out. Alright, so this song, let's talk about the song structure. It starts with three basic chords. We got a G chord, it goes to a C chord, then an F, and then back to the C. And that's the bulk of the structure of the song, is that G, C, F, C. Now it starts with a little intro part, and I guess we'll start by breaking that down. And then it just stops right there and then goes right into the verse, I guess. So that little intro part, it starts by, I got my middle finger on the 3rd fret 6th string, and with my right hand I play thumb, and then I play the 4th string, and then my middle finger on the 3rd string. Those are your first 3 notes. The only thing you have to fret is that 3rd fret 6th string. Then I take my ring finger and my index finger and I put them on strings 2 and 4, like this, and go, and I pluck them at the same time, just those 2 open strings. I do a hammer-on here, and the way to think of this hammer-on is this: it's the top 2 notes that you would play, that you would fret out of the C chord. It's index finger on the 1st fret 2nd string, middle finger on the 2nd fret 4th string. And then I take the same 2 fingers here with my right hand and pluck strings 1 and 3 open. So you have. And then that last thing is my ring finger and my middle finger are both on the 3rd fret, strings 2 and 4. So when you put it all together, it sounds like this. Whoops. And I'm shaking them just a little bit to give it a little vibrato. And that's the little intro part. And I'll refer back to that as we separate the verses every time I kind of go back to that little intro. So now the next thing I play, let's get that. So the way to think about the timing of this, let me just play this by doing the little slaps here with the right hand and then the bass note. So it's going to sound like this. That's what it sounds like. So it's kind of basic if you just strip it down like that. It's just bass, slap. It's not really a slap, you're just muting the strings. But by adding a little bit of a slap, you get a percussive thing going. So that's what I'm doing from a timing perspective. So it starts on the 2nd fret 5th string, and then I put with my middle finger, I put my pinky on the 3rd fret 2nd string, and I play with my thumb on the 5th string, my ring finger, this is with the right hand, ring finger on the 2nd string, so you go like that. And then I hit that open 1 string, which is the high E string, with my ring finger as well. So that's what I'm doing. Now that's just a G chord with a B in the bass. It's not really a full chord, we're just playing those notes out of it. And then my left hand goes into a C chord position. And for that I'm playing strings 2 and 5 again, ring finger and thumb, and then middle finger plays the 3rd string. The left hand is just making a C chord. So let's put those 2 pieces together. Now notice in between there's that little slap. You can see the timing there. Those are together. And then I play the string 2 and 5, so those are staggered. Okay, now the left hand, my index finger stays down, but my middle finger and my ring finger just jump up a set of strings like that. So we're going, basically we're playing an F chord. We're just playing that part of the F chord, those 3 strings. And the way we play it goes like this. So I'm taking my middle finger off and I'm hammering it on to the 2nd fret 3rd string. I'm plucking with these 2 fingers. And then thumb on the 4th string. So it goes. And then I take my middle finger off again here. So you got. And then. And what I did there was I moved back down. Now notice my index finger stays down the whole time, except for that G chord. From here though. And what I did there was I went back to a C chord, I took my middle finger off, I plucked strings 3 and 4, then hit the bass note with my thumb, which is the 5th string, sorry. And then as soon as I did that, then I did the hammer on with my middle finger there, onto the 2nd fret 4th string. Like that, and that's the timing of it. It goes pluck, thumb, hammer on. So let me back up, I'll do it all slowly now. So repeat it. Now after this, I do another slap, and then I played the open D string there just to give me a little bit of a timing thing. Right there, and that fills the gap so that I can put my hand back in position to play the G chord again. There it is. Now the second time it repeats, but then from here I go to a full F chord. And what I'm doing there is I'm doing a full bar chord, barring the 1st fret, and then these 3 fingers make up the shape of an E chord. But obviously we moved everything up a fret, so it's just a full F chord. And once I make the F chord, I pluck with these 2 fingers, I pluck strings 3 and 4, and then hit my thumb on the low 6th string. So, now once we get to that, to hold out the F for an extra beat, I do the slap, then I'm going to use my index finger here on the 4th string, and then thumb back on the 6th string. So it goes. And then the second time through, just to make it more interesting, I played, just to change the melody a little bit. So I've got my middle finger back in the same place on the 2nd fret 5th string, but instead of my pinky coming up here where it was before, now I've got my index finger going down on the 1st fret 1st string, and I'm plucking them both at the same time, middle finger and ring finger with my right hand. And I did a pull off there with my index finger. Then a slap. And then right back into a C chord here with my left hand. And everything else is the same. So alright, and so that's really the first part of the song. Now I'm not going to go any further. There's another whole section of the song which I'm going to save for the part 2 video. But let me back up and I'll play through all of that slowly, including the intro, so you have this as one final reference. And then we'll see you in part 2. Alright, here we go.